Okay. Oh, I don't know why the default filter is top messages.
Mm.
It should be all messages is the default filter.
Yeah, it really should. Uh,
Hey, Keith.
if you're going to make people choose,
Right. It should default to all.
it should default to all instead of top. It's the dumbest thing ever. What's up, Keith? What's happening? It's a nice, lazy Sunday here.
It's gloomy, but it feels good.
We'll let a few people get in here. Really don't have anything in particular to talk about, but here's a quick song, and I'll be right back.
Is it
Yeah.
okay?
And what you took, will it do? Did you win or did you lose? Who for who? Who for who? Who took who? Essentially, the way I see the world outside of me is covered by a film of treachery. There is no reason I can see for you to turn on me. But what is that I hear behind my back? Do you attack? Do you attack? Who do you attack? Who fought who? Who screwed who? Who made what secret rendezvous? And what was said between you two? Who fought who? Yeah! Who fought who? Who screwed who, man? When I see you now, I really wonder why I cared. There really was no point to this despair. But when the lies are spoken, trust is broken, harm is done. Then nothing has been gained or nothing won. Just the hatred of a wounded enemy. And when you look at me, who do you see? How do you say? How do you say? When you look at me, I want an enemy.
be right with you. Just heating up a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
Who fucked who? Who screwed who? Who took who, man? Who fucked who? Hatred and animosity are real as life to me. There is no space between these minor chords. But if the scales of life are weighted down with cruelty, the other side is lifted up with love. How do you? 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 Tell me fuck you! Who fuck you?
What's up, y'all? Keith, Mom's Wholesome Videos, Jessica S., Miss Joe, Hillbilly Man. What's happening, y'all? Can y'all hear me okay? I don't understand why there's no delay in the chat, but there's a delay on the stream.
Well, what's crazy is that there's a delay with me sitting 5 feet away from you when I put my earbuds in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said you're loud.
It's all shit that I probably know but don't retain or give a fuck about right now. That's just the way shit goes, I guess. You know? That's just the way it goes.
What's on your agenda? Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
I want to talk about an incredibly funny video I saw today. I think I might need to create a how-to video on simple craft tools.
Simple craft tools.
Simple craft, you plug the motherfucker in, and then you just have 3 minutes of patience.
Wait. There's two elements to that already seem like a problem.
I know. Yeah.
The 3 minutes and the patience, but doesn't there require some sort of cellular coagulation of processing
What the fuck are you talking about?
and firing cells that
It's
may
a
be
fucking
internal?
plug-in. You plug in a goddamn glue gun, and then you just wait for it to heat up.
Oh, I was talking about a brain.
Oh.
If you had been listening instead of getting indignant.
I always get indignant.
Fuck.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Honey,
I've said it before. I'm not a troll. I don't do the long thing. I don't draw it out. I just say what I got to say.
I just told you that I had no agenda. None.
Oh.
Absolutely no game plan.
Cellular coagulation. I think Keith is on my side. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought that you were going to break down like the heating element, you know.
Is there a heating element in there? I don't even know.
Of course there is.
I mean,
it's at the tip. It's at the tip of the gun.
Oh, like a soldering iron?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was motherfucking hilarious. And, okay, so that was yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. On Friday morning, I only worked like 3 hours. And I can't, or I won't, I can, but I won't take a video of me building certain things for my company because that I work for, because I don't want to dox myself, right? They're pretty identifiable.
Yes.
But, after I was done with my shit at work, then I thought, well, I'm already here. I brought that tripod in to fix it, so let me just throw my camera up on my phone and just film me doing that tripod. So, yeah, the video was 66 minutes in its entirety, and I managed to cut it down to 16 or 17 minutes, and still capture some funny moments and shit. But I didn't see that hot glue gun thing until
later.
Today, a few hours ago, while the Cowboys were playing. I made some lunch, a couple of sandwiches, ham and cheese sandwiches, and a big fat salad, and then I got too full and wanted to go take a nap. And right before, when I was cleaning up my mess, I saw that on COVID's channel, and I can't believe I missed that. Oh my God. So Saturday, I guess, it's just funny to me, the comparison. Like, you have one guy who's using actual hot glue guns, if you will, i.e. welding torches, and actually fixing something. And then the contrast to that is this retard on his knees in his mom's fucking Section 8 Chateau de cheese hog, with a fucking 99-cent hot glue gun in the hands of an operator that had the gall and the nerve to actually say that I would be committing OSHA violations when I was on Glenn's.
He doesn't know what OSHA is.
Well, he must. He said the word.
He probably said ocean violations.
Who knows what that dumb motherfucker said? But that is just the contrast is just hilarious to me. And I think it's even funnier that more than likely while he was live streaming himself doing that, I was walking into that gas station and buying hundreds of cigarettes, making a ridiculously just,
it was 400.
Dumb, YouTube video for 30 seconds or whatever in the parking lot and throwing them into the back of my truck and driving back home.
I want to ask the ladies something. So any of the ladies or men in here, because I know that there are industrial glue guns. I've got one of those nice high temp ones. But how many people, when they were watching that video, hey buddy, how many people when they watched that video kept saying, touch the tip, touch the tip, touch the tip. I want to see you touch the tip. Because I sure as fuck was.
I was laughing my ass off because COVIDs, I hope you don't mind, man. I want to play this. If you do, I will take it out or take it down. No need to strike me, but
Sugar Chris said it in the chat.
This is fucking phenomenal here.
Rebel, we are friends again. I want you to go to the door and I want you to sit there and wait for a new package. Okay? Sit outside. Because you're gonna be sitting there for fucking ever.
I mean, what is Rebel Buddy? What is this?
I don't even care enough to fucking block you.
I mean, hey Richard, what is this?
I don't know. I think you want to come up and talk.
Yeah, you're not coming up here. How does this thing work?
Is it like an on switch or just
An on switch.
Oh shit. Yeah,
maybe the safety was on.
Why don't you go talk to Shelly about building
I have
a
it on?
fucker?
No, don't build it with that hot glue gun.
It's plugged in, but
Rebel, you would have had to have called 911 if you would have gotten a blister on your finger.
I like how it's 6 inches away.
Like this thing might go off.
It doesn't go off like your thing probably goes off at the bare of a touch.
Yeah, either one of them. Oh my god. This is amazing.
It is fucking hilarious.
I don't think it works.
Yeah, I don't think it
There's
works
no on
either.
and off switch. It looks old as shit.
Rebel, next time you tell somebody you want them to kill yourselves, what you need to do is you need to say choke on a hot glue gun. I'm sorry. I hope you put a hot glue gun in your motherfucking mouth and pull the motherfucking trigger
But you need to wait 3 minutes.
for it to heat up.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh my god. Oh wow. That was amazing. I don't think it worked, Dave.
I don't think it's so.
I mean,
That's not nice. Oh, let me remind you. What is it? Star Odessa's a cunt. Andrea's a cunt. She's a cunt. She's a cunt. She's a cunt.
Yeah.
I told you I'll be a cunt if you want me to.
Amazing.
No, I don't think it worked too, Dave Peterson. But they do sell super glue down at the Dollar Tree, so you can go get you some of that.
Do they have Dollar Tree up there, I wonder?
I don't know.
He's probably too good to shop at like one of the dollar stores. They have them up there. Either that or they've probably been banned from all of them, would be my guess. Oh, Rebel, you will be buddies. You and I will be buddies forever and ever and ever. I love you. You are the gift that just keeps on giving. And no, I'm not referring to herpes. All right, well, have fun mowing a lawn. Nobody believes you.
Well, please, hey, if you do go mow a lawn, please video it.
Yeah, no shit. We'd love to see it.
You need to pump the start right where the blades are.
Yeah, that was, I don't know. So it was quite something to just be standing, in the kitchen, making my own lunch that doesn't consist of pocketed pizza or, chocolate mouse pellet fruity, soup
Just
with
gross.
milk and pea, and making it myself and watching Mr. Hot Glue Gun over there, and then thinking back like, wow, I mean, we take tons and tons of steel that we've welded together in a shop and like hang them precariously from cranes and install them out in the field, and you could die, and it's like real serious shit, you know. And I was thinking about all the other shit that I've done that just allows me to go and do what I do. And I'm just like, wow, a little fucker on the internet. And then, you know, I don't know. It's amazing to me. It's truly amazing to me.
Rebel, you are a nasty little fucker. Do you mow Voodoo Queen's lawn, bedtime clown?
She mows it herself.
But he does the care and maintenance, let me tell you that. Something you'll never know about.
I mean, has anybody bothered to check if that's even Rebel?
I don't think it is. But I don't give a shit.
I guess that's
I just don't care.
I guess that's a no.
Let me see.
I mean, hell. But anyways.
I don't know. It says 192 subscribers.
Yeah, that's probably him.
Yeah, I think it's him. It's the usual suspects that he's going on and on about. But that's Andrew's troll. You can't get your own troll?
No, he can't get his own troll. He can't even get his own...
Maybe there's
he can't even get his own cigarettes.
Maybe there's an application with the state, you know, that you could get a troll on loan or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, you gotta go.
You're welcome, friend.
Costa.
You gotta go. He's gotta go run the water. Are you running the water? Oh my god! Oh. Man, this fucking platform is so full of wackos. Like, I figured, I think I mean, obviously I was a bit naive when I came on, because, I mean, I've been on YouTube a long, long time.
The lives were new past, 4 years?
Yeah, 5, maybe 6, I don't know. But, you know, I mean, I used YouTube as more of a utilitarian purpose for many, many, many years. I remember when it first came live, or I say live, but came on, you know, there was a couple of crazy fucking characters. I remember this one chick named Crazy Audrey. She was in New York. I don't know what the fuck ever happened to her. But she was on Craigslist, and when YouTube fired up, she made a channel, and she would like do a daily blog of her crazy ass fucking life. She had long black dreadlocks, and she was covered in tattoos, and I mean, I don't know if she was on. I mean, I don't even know how you couldn't be on drugs when you act that way all the fucking time. But whatever. And you know, she was just one of those transient people that, you know, makes the trek every so often, so many years from between New York and California, and you know, and then, you know, started blogging it and that kind of shit. Now, like I said, I don't know what happened to her, but I guess I was kind of naive. That I figured over time, I think, you know, like the somewhat normal people that most people call trolls, that aren't really trolls, they're just people grounded and based in reality, would have weeded out the majority of the crazies that end up on the quote unquote creator side. But that absolutely hasn't happened at all.
I want to ask the audience.
The crazies have been propped up on display, which I guess, like I said, in my naivete, I did not expect, you know?
Well, there's so much entertainment out there.
And so it has, you know, there is so much entertainment. And you can ask your question in a second. I just want to segue so I don't forget. Chat, look, don't let me forget. I had been wanting to do a live stream on, you know, what YouTube means to you, whether you're a person on here that creates, whether you're a person on here that is just in chats and creates chaos or creates positivity or negativity or both or whatever. I'll drop a link if somebody wants to come up on panel, with the exception of Rebel, because he can go fuck himself. And plus, somebody, I'm sure, including myself, will be able to feed him his opinion, regardless. So inconsequential. But, yeah, what does YouTube mean to you? Because there's a lot of people I see, that say it's not about one thing, but it clearly is.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other people that say it's not about this other thing, but it clearly is, and it's like, all right, well, so, I'm curious about that. But go ahead, honey. What was your question for the chat? Thanks for waiting.
Well, Clown and I have talked about this a couple of times, and I'm sure many of you, especially if your spouses happen to be in the room and you're listening to a live, that the audio is on your speaker. But how many of you sit through the various channels or people coming in that we know all their business, God help us, and don't really want to, but how many of you go, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, when you log off, you're like, thank God that is not me. I know there's got to be several of y'all that think the same way.
I mean, I definitely feel that way.
Yeah. Dave says all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just I do like watching the train wrecks. I don't necessarily feel like I like being a part of them, in the ways that I have been a part of some of them.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that, like I said, in my naivete, I think I thought that some people were, I don't want to say real, because that seems so disingenuous. They're very real. It's just that, maybe they're fraudulent in more ways than what you originally, or I originally thought,
Yeah.
And so, segueing into my whole thing was that, leads me to YouTube, without it being or needing to be said, obviously means different things to different people. But one thing I will say is that it seems to mean money to more people that are on it than it does, the other way, which is, people that don't give a fuck about the money one way or the other. And I'll tell you a story real quick. I used to work for this job shop. Very, very successful. A lot of us had worked, in fact, all of us that worked in that shop had worked at Texas Instruments at one point in time or another in our careers. So we all knew each other in some capacity or another from that. And this guy and his financial backer, this engineer and his financial backer partner, they both left Texas Instruments, and they bought some machines, and they opened that machine shop, that job shop. And they took a lot of work that was overflow work that, other job shops that they were trying to get work pushed through when they were working for TI, now they could finally clean up what the backlogs, right? And make money themselves. So for about close to a decade, that business flourished, and it does very well to this day. But I started working there in the mid 2000s, and I left another Department of Defense contractor and went to work for that small job shop. Now there was about 12 to 15 of us, I think, total employees, and that wasn't the shop floor. I mean, there were the two owners. Uh, there was 4 or 5 engineers, and then there was 4 or 5 or 6 of us machinists that ran that company. And I mean, we were all involved in every aspect of it, you know. And I specifically ran their lathes by myself. And, anyways, you know, I was able to grow and flourish that lathe department to where we ended up buying, you know, $1 million machine, Morisaki machine, that was 5 axis and had a bar feeder, and I did all of the dual spindle, XY, the drill, if you know what I'm talking about. But I mean, it wasn't the Cadillac of fucking machines. This motherfucker was the goddamn Maserati of fucking machines, and did all the programming myself, all of it, all the material procurement for the jobs, all of that shit. I didn't have to go get the jobs because, fuck, man, when you went from a 6-month backlog, and it took me about a year to dig out of that 6-month backlog, to pumping out parts like as soon as they come in the door. In any machine shop that develops a reputation of being able to get your work to you in under a week, you can't fucking beat the customers out with a stick. They don't give a fuck how much it's going to cost. So anyways, I had bought this boat, and it was a 1986 Cobia ski boat, and it had a Volvo Penta. It was either, I can't remember, it was either a 4 or a 6 cylinder inboard outboard motor, and it had 2 water pumps. Well, I had to do some work on the trailer. I had to do very little work on the boat other than engine work, and I had to replace like the bellows on the lower unit. I mean, it was really minor shit. It was a fiberglass boat, and I bought it sight unseen for like $900 as well. But it ran really good and flooded, and it was a butt ugly khaki tan color. And but I didn't give a fuck about skiing. I couldn't afford a bass boat, and I wanted to go fast to go fish for bass, and it did that job. Well, the internal water pump, or the water pump for the motor itself, the impeller went bad. Now, this is an old metal, water pump. It doesn't have a plastic impeller or anything like that. This is just like a water pump off of a Volvo engine. Well, I was a lot younger back then, and so those water pumps going out. So I call up a couple of marine dealers there in where I lived, and I'm like, hey, I've got this 86 Cobia, 17-foot bow rider, and I got this motor in it, and I need this water pump, and they're like $450. I'm like, click. $450 fucking dollars. You're fucking nuts. Call another marine place, same thing, $450. I'm like, no. What the fucking hell? Now, Google had been around for a few years, but it took a long time for a lot of information. There wasn't near as much information on Google back then about things as there is now, obviously. And I called my dad, and I said, Dad, what the fuck is this shit, man? These motherfuckers want a goddamn arm and a leg. Oh, it's because it's marine, which I had heard all my life, but this was the first boat I had ever owned. And, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, that's horse shit. I've been in machining. I've worked for the DOD. I've been doing all of this shit all my years of existence. I ain't fucking buying that crap. I call AutoZone and I say, look, I've got a 4-cylinder 2.4 liter 1986 Volvo, and I need a water pump. Have you got one? Oh, yeah, well, I got one sitting right here. How much is it? $35 with a $5 core charge. Can I come down and look at it? Yeah, sure. I'll be down there in 10 minutes. Hang up the phone, grab my water pump, grab my pair of 6-inch calipers, and I'll haul my happy little ass down there to AutoZone. And I open up the box, and I stack one on top of the other, flange to flange. Bolt holes match. Overall length is the same. Overall width is the same. Weep holes in the same spot. The only difference I can find is that the impeller on the AutoZone version is sticking out about 10 thousandths farther, maybe 15, say a 64th of an inch, than my old one. So I buy it. Because frankly, I don't give a flying fuck if the motherfucker's marine or not. The goddamn water pump on a Volvo car for that year model gets wet just the fucking same as the one on my motherfucking boat of the same goddamn year model. And that's just facts. There ain't no changing that. So I took that other water pump up to the shop, and I put it on the arbor press, and I pressed the shaft and the bearing and the impeller out, and I stuck that fucking impeller on a lathe. No, I stuck the housing in the lathe and chucked up on it with some soft jaws, and I faced 10 thousandths or 15 thousandths, whatever it was, off the inside where that bearing sits. And then I turned around and I pressed that whole motherfucker together, and I went and put it back on my boat with a new gasket, and I took it out the next weekend, and it ran just motherfucking fine. $450 versus $35. Man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy into that bullshit. But one of the engineers that I worked with told me back then, and this was in like 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. He said, you ought to make a video of that and put that on YouTube. People will pay for that. I laughed because I really thought back then, ain't no motherfucking way. People are smarter than that. I can't call them dumb because I was just as dumb. Maybe just in a different way. But, I mean, I just find it interesting that, like Rebel says that it's not about the money for him when it's clearly about the money. Rev and Shanny from time to time, they would say stupid shit like that too. But it's absolutely about the money for them. Of course, those are LOL cows. I don't know. There's another creator I watch that I thoroughly enjoy watching, named Catfish Dave. And he was able to build a channel. I have a sneaking suspicion that he's probably got some fabrication experience in his life and career, being from Tennessee and all that. He's got a bad back. He's worked for 40 years of his life. He was able to build a successful channel fishing for large catfish, which is something a lot of people don't successfully do on a consistent basis. And he lives in a really nice home. I'm sure he's got a really nice retirement for himself, and he's doing what he enjoys to do. And he's on YouTube and gets paid to do it through memberships and sponsorships and, that kind of stuff. But he doesn't engage, on a level that some of us engage in either. Um, but he also doesn't groom people to get them into a position to possibly extort them later on, whether it's through financial means or whether it's through, uh, you know, some sort of embarrassing or hurtful story that they may be harboring behind the scenes. Huh. Or in some cases, not harboring behind the scenes and have just been blurbing out to everyone and anyone that they could that wasn't the people that they were blurbing and blabbing about. So I was just curious what, YouTube means to people. I'm sorry for neglecting the chat, and I suppose I should drop a link just in case anybody is curious or wants to come up. Me, myself, and I can only speak for myself, I do not put as much stock into this YouTube shit as other people do. I don't feel like for me it's about money. Uh, like I said this morning on my other video, I enjoy doing what I do because I enjoy using my brain. Um, and I enjoy working with my hands. And I enjoy tinkering and fixing things, you know? Um, I've learned a lot doing the things that I've done over the years. A wealth of knowledge that sometimes I don't even think about for decades. And then I'll end up in a situation and go, oh, yeah, I forgot. That was way back when I was 19. Wow. And it keeps my perspective fresh. A lot of times it keeps me grounded and it helps keep me humble. It keeps me sober. And it keeps me fucking grateful. And not to, speak towards needing validation or anything like that with people and what they do on YouTube. But it is nice to see people say that they enjoy watching your content. I don't really need much more than that. But like I said, I was just curious to see, what some of you, thought. And I'll start penning comments. Yes, Lady Witch, the Cowboys won. Hopefully the Lions will, lose.
You see Richard Cheese.
Hi, Wigan. Let's see. Hello, Sugar Crits. Dave, welcome, y'all. Sorry for my long monologue. There, all the talk of work ran Connie off. Yes, it did. I'm surprised he can run with the atrophy that he's probably got in his barely muscles. He don't have any work stories to tell. No, he doesn't. Connie, you could have fixed the impeller with the hot. Oh, yeah, he could have fixed it with the hot glue. That's right. I'm sorry, but guys, that shit was the funniest fucking shit ever. I mean, okay, let me get down to the. Hold up. Let me try to catch up, guys. Dave Peterson said, I cheated. I know. Sugar Crit said, you cheated by knowing what you're doing. I know. I had a boss tell me one time I got upset about scrapping this piece of aluminum. And I was like, well, I just don't know. I did this, and then all of a sudden, blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at me, chewing his gum, and he goes, bedtime clown, it's just a fucking piece of metal. Get over it. And walked off. So I shut the fuck up and rectified the situation. I don't know, Sugar Crits. Why didn't you market that pump? Well, because I had other shit to do, dude.
You just didn't think about it.
I had other shit to do. 35, sell for 150, good money. Yeah, no kidding, right? Looking back now, I definitely would have popped that shit up on fucking eBay.
Oh, Lady Witch, you haven't heard the latest. He found a delivery. I saw somebody in chat say something about um, doorweed. I'm killing. They said it very cleverly, but they were like, I didn't know there was like uberweed.
I tell you what, Richard, I could fix a dresser with hot glue, but it would take a hell of a lot of fucking hot glue. I don't know. Maybe let's next time I'm driving and I see one that I can pick up without hurting myself somehow, and it's not in too bad a shape, sitting on the fucking on the curb or the side of the road or whatever. Maybe I'll pick it up, go buy $1.99 worth of hot glue sticks.
You can't do it though.
Why?
Because low temp glue will not bond with certain elements. And with wood, and more than likely it's particle board, it's not going to grab onto it. So what's going to happen is low temp glue is going to peel away. High temp glue would have worked.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll go get $5 in hot temp glue sticks.
Yeah. Well, I've got them. I've got tons of it.
Oh.
And I've got the Gorilla Glue sticks. They're really good.
You hear that, Rebel? There's more shit we have that you don't.
Yeah.
Nah. We're better than you fucking lowest class citizen bitch. Fucking hot glue sticks. I got more fucking glue sticks than you can shake a fucking, I don't even know, a dresser drawer at, biatch.
I think that was it, Sugar Crits, Weed Dash.
All right. I'm caught up in the. Let's see. I like to socialize on YouTube. Okay, I really put that. And later plan to start a channel. I learn a lot about different peeps and things all around the world. Just a few reasons I stick around. Jessica, that's actually, yes, that is 100% true. That right there, what you said, is exactly why I've stuck on the internet for as long as I have, because I do find few and far between people that seem to have enough of a ground to where they stick around also and don't act like complete asses all the motherfucking time. But the thing is, and I think that the realization that I've been coming to here lately is that none of the people on the internet were ever in a position to actually hurt me until I gave them something to hurt me with. Yeah. And so that's kind of a big thing, Well,
but the difference.
But I agree with her statement that I like to socialize as well. I like to pop in chats and make a quick comment here and there. I do like making videos and editing them and shit like that. And I enjoy the reactions that I get out of people from them. So
I agree with what you said to an extent. So if you are the type of person that is not looking for acceptance or validation from other people, on any social media platform, you're good unless you've made a friendship that goes sour, But we've all watched, and the guys in the chat know it to be true. There are a lot of people out there that get their butt hurt over not being believed, not being liked. You didn't say hi to me fast enough. I don't want to know those fuckers in real life. That's too much work. Those kind of people, oh, no, it's too much work.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand that, because, sometimes, I don't know, but that's all part of socialization, I think, too. And, I mean, I tell you, maybe I'm wrong about this, but for people that drive any amount of distance, like daily or even, bi-weekly or whatever, the internet can seem an awful lot like traffic when it's going about 50 to 60. It should be going 70 to 80. And thank God it's not going 40 or 30 or slower. And on certain times, it can seem like it's just at a dead fucking stop and it's hot and people are angry, cutting each other off, flipping each other over. And like you just said, not calling anybody out, please don't, whatever. But like you just said, you didn't react fast enough for my liking. You didn't change lanes fast enough. You didn't get out of my way. You didn't get in my way. You didn't. Blah, blah, I don't know. They seem to go hand in hand in that way, and I think it's due to the speed with which both of them, traffic on the internet, inundate us. We immerse ourselves in both. Right?
Yeah.
And then we are basically subject to its ebb and flow. We can choose to get off the highway for the most part, but some, it's very obvious that they can't make that choice.
No, they can't exit.
Right.
And there are definitely parts of YouTube where I feel like I'm in a foreign country. Like if you've ever been to Mexico, you're like, why the fuck are y'all going so fast? It's 90 to stop. I choose not to drive there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's times where it's a totally different country, that's not connected. Like you can go to Mexico, but let's say you go overseas, they're driving on the wrong side of the road. For us, I'm not participating in that shit either.
Right.
It's just so many things. You just look around and you're like, I do not have this mentality. I saw something, I want to say it was like 6 months ago, and it was a highlight of a particular type of community that is on like all social media platforms. And by the grace of God, I haven't come across them except that there was a news channel or something that was highlighting this. And in this kind of community subculture, whatever you want to call it, grown adults, men and women, one of the adults choose to dress, talk, and behave like a child. That's fucking disgusting. I was like, okay, I need some brain bleach. I want to forget that I know this. Like there's so many different rabbit holes in social media that like you almost start to peek into. Then you're like, whoop, I did not mean to open that door. I am the fuck out of here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I say, everybody's different. I don't, or not everybody's different. It's just there's not that many differences there can be between everybody. I think is really what it is.
But there are, and we're seeing it more and more on here. There's some mentalities and some the way that people choose to live their lives that I can't wrap my head around. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful,
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, did I ever post the link? Okay. I'm sure.
I think you need a disclaimer that if somebody comes up that you're not going to talk about engines. Unless it's somebody that wants to talk about engines. I was doing laundry when I was listening to the story.
Oh, the water pump? What? Did you not understand what I was saying?
I've heard that story before, baby. I know exactly what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do. You made a comment just a minute ago. Hang on. Let me search for something real quick. I'm going to see if I can find this.
Mm.
Hang on.
Is it going to gross me out?
I don't think so. Hey. Wait, no. Fucking shorts. You're gonna ruin it.
Sugar Grits is my accent that bad? She said Indians or Indians.
Honestly, I was looking at her thinking the same thing. I'm like, what?
I can
What the hell are you saying?
But
Well, I don't know if you're talking about Indians or Indians.
Indians.
That doesn't. Your enunciation has nothing to do with it. It's two separate words.
Why would I say I have Indian blood? I would never say Indian.
I know, but I don't know if this is a euphemism for something else. I'm like, what?
You just got fucking finished talking. You talk about motors all the time.
Whatever. I don't even know. Thanks for starting that, Sugar Crits. Yeah. This guy here. This is fucking hilarious. I don't remember what comment you said, honey, but
Here comes the screaming kid. Love to fly. It's gonna be my seatmate. Here he comes.
wait, I thought it was that guy that screamed.
No, I did see a video where there was a guy on the plane going off about a kid that had been crying. I could have been that guy. I cannot. I used to fly constantly before COVID. I flew all the time. I despise getting on a plane with a goddamn baby or a kid. And if they start kicking the back of my seat, oh my God, it drives me crazy.
Well, anyway, that guy, I thought it was him that screamed.
No, it's a guy that's like over on a middle or window seat to the left, and he's video somebody all the way over to the right across from him. But he was going off. I don't blame him.
I do think that's funny, that guy fucking screaming like that. That kid just shuts the fuck up. I mean, sometimes, man, they're just crying just to fucking be crying. They don't even know why they're crying. They're miserable, and that's making them cry more. And you just gotta fucking...
I understand that, but you have to remember, I do not have children.
Yeah, I know.
I also don't like children.
Yeah.
This is usually when he does a disclaimer. I don't fucking care. I just don't like kids. They're nasty little fuckers.
Well, now you were a nasty little fucker once upon a time, you know.
I didn't say I eat children. I just said I don't like children.
Oh, shit. Ow, I probably deserved that. That was the karma in the universe, I think. She's not abusing me, I promise. Yeah.
That was one of the funniest lies that Rebel put out. And I know he said it about other people when he said, Bedtime Clown abuses Voodoo Queen. I was like, oh my God.
So abusive.
Yep.
I didn't either, Sugar Crits. But I was raised by old people, so...
You are an old person.
I know. I'm an old person. I've always been cranky and old. Even when I wanted G.I. Joes for Christmas. I was still cranky and old.
I was talking to a friend of mine.
I mean, technically, I've been smoking Pall Mall filterless cigarettes since I was like fucking 4 years old.
Yeah, you've been inhaling it for a long time. But I was in my 20s, and I had a friend that was about 10, 15 years older than me. And she was going through a divorce, and she had 2 really small kids. And it was a nasty divorce. And I would help her out sometimes by babysitting. And she would be like, thank you. I know you really don't like kids. It is hard. I know that they're the difficult. And one of the things that she said to me, about the difficulty of being a mother and the difficulty of dealing with children. And she said, They eat their boogers, you know they do. And I was just like, nope. That was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. I mean, they do all kinds of nasty shit. You just gotta fucking smack their hand away from their face and they look at you and you tell them no. And then you consider just how much of a complex you want to give them in the next, couple of seconds.
Really?
Yeah. So you'd be like, okay, so.
My parents didn't think like that. They just knocked me across the face, and it was like, okay, shut the fuck up.
See, they gave you a fucking complex. You can't be.
So you think my meanness
No.
is because of my mom and dad?
Absolutely. What the hell? Absolutely. No, I don't fucking know. I don't want to psychoanalyze you.
You didn't get spankings and whippings and all that like I did.
No, I got public humiliation by getting slapped across the face.
Oh, yeah, she did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite was there were two things that they would do that I look back and I was like, God damn, they were mean. But there was something called the razor strap. Do you know what that is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got the thick leather and then it's got the thick cloth underneath it for a straight razor.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Daddy used to whip me with.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was to go pick your switch. When you get a skinny one, it burns like hell, but you get a big one and you feel it a little differently. It was all torture.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the go pick your switch thing because we lived in the burbs. We had a manicured yard. We had 30-year-old Arizona ash trees that were fucking 60 feet tall. Picking a switch would have meant climbing a fucking tree and having fun. You know what I'm saying? Before you were going to get your whooping. So it was a lot easier for Mama to turn one of her rings around and just slap me right across the fucking face.
Yeah. One of the things that a lot of older French people do in South Louisiana, like several of my friends, this was the way they got their punishment. Like you hear about kids having to go stand in the corner. When I was a kid, my friends that were French, they had to go kneel in the corner with bare knees and they were kneeling on rice. That was fucking painful.
I wonder if the military ever thought about doing that to terrorists down in Guantanamo Bay.
Oh God, let's not go there. Let's just not. Let's not.
Might need to send an email to somebody. But I'll wait till somebody with some balls is in the White House to do it.
Okay. I gotta put my glasses on to read what Sugar Crits wrote. All of my aunts, uncles, and cousins were on the same parenting page as, and on that fucking heart, as parents. The boundaries were pretty damn similar no matter who spent time with. Oh, absolutely. It didn't matter if I was around my older cousins, my mama, my aunts and uncles. You did something wrong, everybody had free reign to whoop your ass.
Oof, kneeling on rock salt. Holy fuck.
Yeah, no, they had to kneel on rice.
Damn.
I just remember thinking, like, I don't want to go to Angie's house. If I go over there, I'm going to behave.
Man, being a welder, you could get really, like, cruel and vindictive. You could be, like, put them in a tank top shirt and make them stand there with their back to you and just run about 4 or 5 beads on something where they're exposed to the light and sunburn them.
That's child abuse. That's definitely child abuse.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah. But you
kneeling on fucking rock salt and rice isn't child abuse?
I don't know.
Where's the line?
I don't know. My dad, once we got older, I asked him how come my siblings didn't get whippings like I did. And he said, I don't know what was wrong with you. I tried to beat the hell out of you, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Didn't matter what I did. If I punished you, if I beat you, if I scolded you, you just did whatever the hell you wanted to.
Sugar Crits. I remember one time I got in a fight when I went to junior high. I moved from the country to the city, and what a culture shock that was. And naturally, I got in a fight. And the school called, and I got home, and my grandpa was like, "Tell me what happened." So I told him what happened. And then Mama was bitching and cussing the whole time. And then I don't remember. He said something. Two wrongs don't make a right, something like that. And my Mama, she fucking said something, and I smarted off to her. Oh, I wish I could remember what I said. Or she said, that's what it was. She goes, "I'll slap you right across the face." And I said, well, what do you want to get in? You want me to get in another fight? And boy, I mean, pow!
Yeah.
I wasn't in another fight. She had slapped me across the face, but I mean, I was in a fight. I was fighting back the tears because I was so fucking just angry.
Yeah.
I would never raise a hand to my elders, but yeah, I never will forget that. That's what it was. I ought to slap you. Well, you want me to be in another fight? Oh, yeah, I had a smart mouth when I was a kid. But yeah, you get punished when you got home for for whatever it was, even if it was making or someone else punish you. It was like, just circle of violence. It must end. It's fucking ridiculous. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, any of it.
No.
To be frank with you, because
I loved my upbringing.
Me too. A lot of that, if not all of that shit that I know, both vocationally and personally, I know from them. So
At the end of the day,
I cherish that. I cherish that shit, and I have reverence for it.
yeah, the the lessons that we learned and the way that we were raised made us who we are. And then you become an adult and you make choices of your own, but it's always in the back of your mind if you were raised with ethics and morals and values, and it sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And that's all part of a... Yeah, that's hilarious. Right.
Sugar grits.
Pointed at my mom. I did every dish for a month. When Rebel would get punished, they would make him do the dish for a month.
That's so wrong. I will not go at him with this bullshit about him being the lowest class citizen. I grew up very poor.
I did too.
So but it can be a mentality or it can be your past. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true.
Yep. The ice cream bowls.
I just can't. I just can't imagine being so just ingrained that I have no choice but to just be that fucking ridiculous. Like that's what a horrible existence. Nobody did that to him. He did that to himself and continues to do it.
Yeah,
I don't believe for a second that he believes any of the bullshit that he spouts off. Not one single iota of it. I know that a lot of you feel differently, but and you're more than welcome to express it, here. That's the way I feel.
I think he believes about 50% of it.
I don't even think it's even close to that. If he believes any percentage of it, I don't think it's even close.
Yeah.
I think it's more like 99.1. Yeah, percentage wise.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I really don't care.
Oh. And he made it that way too. So just like some other people.
Mm-hmm.
But it is hard to tell sometimes. But then, I'll sit back and I'll think about it and I'll think, well, the little weasel has been up for 3 days straight. I mean, I don't know how many times in your lives, like recently, you deal with people that have been up for days and days and days and days. And especially if they've, God forbid, been on the fucking internet the entire fucking time. I don't mean to laugh because it's tragic, but it's like, well, that would make it hard to tell, because they are clearly fucking delusional. But yeah, I don't think he believes 99% of the bullshit that comes out of his mouth. And I think it's sad that I do think that the small percentage that he does believe is like when he's clearly trying to troll, you can almost feel the ease and the lightheartedness because of its hilarity. No matter the polarity of it, uh, you can almost feel it and see it, but it's always bookended by, the actual anger and the actual pain and the actual frustration of being in a position to have to believe your own bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, what a fucking miserable existence that must be.
But you know what?
But that's not the same as some other miserable existences. I mean,
but
like say if you had 95% of your body burned in a napalm bombing back in 1972, and you spent the rest of your life being horribly disfigured, and mainly the color purple, and maybe had developed a speech impediment because of it. I'm not saying that's a completely miserable experience. Life is what you make it, right? But those are existential circumstances, right? Where Rebel doesn't really suffer from any of those types of circumstances. This is all self-induced.
Right, it's choice. It's what I've talked about a million times. And it took me a long time to get it. I was an adult before I realized I didn't have to get pissed off about things. I chose to.
Yeah.
I don't have to react.
Yeah.
I can respond.
Yeah.
There's a big, big difference.
Yeah, that's true. And feelings aren't facts.
And there's more.
Don't you guys love that? Oh, it's another thing. I don't know where he got the "and there's more" thing. Is that from Abe? Did Abe do that? Who did that?
I could see Abe doing it because he definitely likes to think of himself as, Crazy Ralph's electronic stores, what I think of whenever I hear him.
Come on down, bedtime clown. Get the best deals in the town. But wait, there's more. See how that works? Yeah, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
I don't go at many people, but Lord help me. That one, he annoys the shit out of me.
Well, anyway, yeah. No, I like Bub's thing. Like, hey Connie, hey Connie, hey Connie, hey Connie. That's fucking hilarious. That motherfucker hears Bubs in his sleep. Like he wakes up in a mild outbreak of a sweat, and the first thing he fucking hears is, hey Connie. And he pictures that fucking deer carcass.
Ask Jessica what she means.
Hey Connie. I like Bubs. Exactly. Wait, what?
Jessica, when you say birds commercials, are you talking about the creator bird or something else?
Oh,
I'm clueless.
That might be I don't know. She'll answer.
No.
No, I have to wait.
Listen to Quiet Cat.
Hey Connie. Hey Connie, I got something I want to show you.
Oh God, that's so fucking funny. Because he would. Well, when he did like a review on it, or he played it, I shouldn't even give him credit to say review. He was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, he was disturbed. Hey, Witch, I'm going to have to send you a link on my Christmas list. I found an illustrated grimoire. I'm going to have to send you the link to it. It looks pretty good.
Babe, would you mind entertaining for a minute while I run to the litter box? And I want a glass of ice water as well. Do you want? Do you
Can I-
need? Do you,
I need water, please.
do you want ice?
No, I have plenty of ice.
Okay.
Can I say whatever I want?
Well, I mean, yeah, might as well.
Okay, let's see if I need my glasses to read this. I think Bubs is funny. And Sugar Crits is dead on when she said that he's menacing without trying to be. So, growing up in South Louisiana, Louisiana's motto is the sportsman's paradise. So, my dad hunted, fished, anything you can think of, they did it. And so I've been deer hunting before. I've been to the camp a million times. I've seen a skinned deer, and it's pretty intimidating to see that, especially if you didn't grow up in that environment and know that that was food and it was sport and so on and so forth. So I imagine when a certain someone first saw that, they were probably like, "Holy shit!" I mean, because it's pretty obvious. You can skin a deer, you can skin a human. I'm sure Clown won't like me saying that, but what the fuck? I don't care. Bird says, and there's more in his funny commercials he makes. Okay. There's a ton of people in the community that I'm not subscribed to, so I'm out of the loop. Usually Clown is aware. So a friend of mine was talking, we were talking the other day, and she told me something that I thought was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever heard. Because Clown and I were talking to her about Hobby Lobby. And she said she likes to go around Hobby Lobby where the numbers and the letters are. And if you don't know, Hobby Lobby is a Christian-owned company, and that's why they're not open on Sundays. Chick-fil-A is the same thing. So that's why if you've ever gone into a Hobby Lobby, a lot of the decor, just various things, are Christian themed. And so this friend told me that she likes to go into Hobby Lobby and take the numbers and put them together and do 666 and take all of the crosses and turn them upside down. That's the funniest fucking thing. I would have loved to have been there to see that, because some people can't handle a joke about religion. Like, she didn't go, sacrifice a goat and drink its blood. She's just having some fun. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Connie isn't used to seeing draining carcasses hanging and shit. Nope, don't think he is. I agree. Bubs is a man from the cold. He doesn't suffering fools. Doesn't suffer fool. Okay, yeah. Well, and it is very simple and direct. It is funny. But we seem to be having a lot more content lately. I'm sure you guys have noticed that as much as I have. That up to a certain point, there was a reasonable, and I shouldn't even say content, that's not fair, just fucking endless streams. But for a while, up to a certain date, it was the amount of streaming of a reasonable person who might have a job. I don't know. But now it's gone back to 24/7. I'm sure other people have pointed that out way before me. But like I said, guys, I don't go in a lot of the other communities, so I don't see things. I go into Richard Cheese because I don't want to give him the views. And I go into Katie's sometimes. I don't know how she can keep a straight face. I can't do that shit. Just can't do it. All right, your host is back. Hey, baby.
Well, thank you. Oh, goodness. What are y'all talking about?
Just random shit. What I always talk about. I may have said something about skinning a human. I don't know. I might.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Connie wouldn't last a day in the woods. And Katie was saying earlier that he was on camera and he was like getting smacked by tree branches and swatting them away like flies, I guess. That would be fucking hilarious.
I'm just really sad I missed
The glue gun?
the home repair. Yeah.
How? Oh, God.
Maybe I should video laying some flooring or doing some drywall work
Wait, what is that? Are you, because you,
because I'm a smartass.
oh,
Because I can.
yeah. Let's see. Connie wouldn't last a whole day outdoors.
Mm-mm.
No, he wouldn't have a. He wouldn't have a.
Is there a big enough parka?
He wouldn't have a Dodge responsibility to hide in.
What?
It was a joke of mine that I don't think really ever took off. I said he drives a Dodge responsibility.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know, and nobody seemed to
Yeah.
care for it. I mean, they can't all be winners, I guess, but I thought that one was particularly clever and funny. But whatevs, man.
So is everybody ready for Thanksgiving, or are you dreading it? Don't lie, because we've all had that Thanksgiving where so-and-so that you know is the family loudmouth, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. But we are going to have a calm and serene Thanksgiving, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey, Sid. Hope you and Nancy are doing good. Not a lot, man. Just
Hey, Sid.
chilling out on Sunday night. Just staying away from the bullshit, and you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Witch.
So that's what's up. That's what's happening. Welcome. Glad you're here. Good to see you. Hope you and Nancy are doing well.
Yeah.
He would
Today,
be-
Buzz smoothly changed his first name to something original. Oh.
There was a short time, like a week ago, it was looking like he was going to finally go. He was finally going to have to get his shit together on his own and step
Right.
back from YouTube. But Huck and Sweet saved us from that. Oh, well, good on them. I guess we
As
should
long
be.
as it's not my money, that's all I care about.
I guess we should be thanking them. I don't know. Ready for it to be over. Yeah. It's like the idea is great, right? But then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck. But like she said, you know, we're not having to deal with any of that. We're going to go to a casino, hang out with my dad and stepmom. They have some kind of awesome buffet. And then we're going to drive back, and we're not going to have dishes. And we're not going to have any of that bullshit to deal with. And for that, I'm fucking thankful.
Yep.
Serene, isn't it? Yes, it is.
This
It
will probably be
is.
the first time in at least 20 years. No, maybe more like 25 years that I haven't cooked. Well, yeah, that or more.
Yeah, hashtag no dishes.
Oh, God, yeah. Look, it's so wrong.
I think it would be utterly hilarious if Ellen really was going to Katie's for Thanksgiving
Oh
and
my
just
God.
gave Rebel the deuces on a live stream and just walked out, got into a cab, and left. I think that would be fucking phenomenal. Let's see. Good. In truth, I'm quite drunk. Been at Punk Festival since Thursday. Nice.
Sid is a musician, and he's very good.
Yeah.
And he's had some hard work pay off like the last year.
Yeah.
But we're very happy for you, Sid. And happy Nancy is doing well.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't do festivals or concerts and haven't in a long time because I can't deal with crowds. Just can't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm an observer. I want to be like up in the high seats. I don't care how much it costs, and I'll watch the chaos. I know that's shitty.
I mean, I'm fine observing right here on my screen. You know, when home theaters became a thing, like in the late '90s, early 2000s, I was psyched
Mhm.
because I don't remember what the last movie like back then that I had
Yeah.
been to. Uh, it was probably like Private Parts or
Oh, Jesus Christ.
something like that. But I remember getting so pissed off sitting in there and thinking, I'm going to date myself here, other than Private Parts. But yeah, I mean, people were on their cell phones. They were fucking, making them. I mean, who pays $10 to go and talk on your fucking phone in the dark? I mean, you can do that at home.
Yeah.
And so, it hit me. Well, I mean, I can watch these movies from home. I
Mhm.
don't have to fucking do this shit. And with satellite TV and pay per view and all of that kind of shit, and Radio Shack. God, I miss Radio Shack.
I know, baby.
And
He laments about friggin' Radio Shack all the time.
yeah, and so I built my own home theater, and it was great. And so I don't browbeat people too terribly much for staying or spending time on the internet, because I understand you'd rather observe from behind a screen rather than go, or whatever.
With the exception of your lives, if I'm online, I'm multitasking. I'm very ADHD. So I'm doing multiple things, and sometimes it's just background noise. And sometimes it's entertaining as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do want to go to the Deep Ellum Arts Festival next April, though.
That's
Uh,
fine.
you know
As
that
long as I don't have to touch people.
you can just get in and get out. It's not that bad. Uh,
I've been to other arts festivals here. They're pretty cool.
yeah, I haven't been since before COVID, but yeah, it was generally a pretty good time. Um, it's like any arts festival. There's quite a few things that are cool and a whole lot more things that suck dick. But I mean, it's something to do, and it's in a cool part of town.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dallas is a good town for foodies.
but yeah, so now I'm 50-50 on the going and doing stuff in the crowds.
No.
I won't go into a Buc-ee's on a holiday weekend. I won't do it.
Oh, okay. Can we just first say that Buc-ee's is not getting out? Buc-ee's is not. It's not an event. I know that you think it is, but it's not.
It's absolutely an event.
It's not. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who is with me? Please. Please, people.
Plus, I'm just trying to speak to the whole crowd thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you say Buc-ee's, I get a little triggered.
I don't know why. Why does Buc-ee's trigger people?
It's a convenience store. It's a step up from white trash convenience store. It's overpriced barbecue. It's overpriced fudge. I mean, it's a gas station.
It's
not a restaurant.
It's an event.
No, it's not.
It's an absolute event.
Oh God! Somebody help me.
I'm telling you, you cannot go to Buc-ee's and not have an adventure.
Yes, I can. I just want to pay for my gas and get out.
Don't go to Buc-ee's.
if I'm traveling a certain distance and I need gas, I know I can get decent gas, and it is clean on the outside, and I'm not going to get molested while I'm getting my gas. So when you're traveling, it's a good gas station.
Who's with me here? Buc-ee's is totally an event center. Absolutely. If you want a real life experience, like if you've never...
Are you serious?
Listen, can I finish?
Mm-hmm.
If you have never experienced like what you can see on YouTube, where the camera guy is in the deep blue ocean, and there's like an entire school of like 1,500 or 2,500 mackerel like swimming at the camera, and he's just in the middle of them, and there's just one after the other after the other after the other, and you're surrounded by them. If you've never experienced an event like that, only instead of mackerel, it's humans.
I went to public school. I experienced
Go
it.
to Buc-ee's on Memorial Day weekend.
Sid, you don't. Sid. Oh.
It's completely an event. Walmart will be closed on Thanksgiving. They are giving their self-checkouts time off to be with their families. Right.
Sid, it's like the Walmart of gas stations is what Buc-ee's is.
Buc-ee's is like the Walmart, the Radio Shack, the truck stop, the bait store, the barbecue joint, the rest stop, the travel center, possibly like an airport bookstore, all mixed into one with like 150 fuel pumps.
Okay, so everybody knows I'm a bougie bitch. Clown thinks that Buc-ee's is an event, and we should go out to eat at Buc-ee's. And Voodoo Queen wants to go to Ruth Chris.
I know, Sugar Chris. I know.
Gas and jewelry. God help me.
And memories, Sugar
God.
Crits. Don't forget about memories. They sell memories. Breaker 19.
No, don't. Just don't.
I'm telling you, Sid, it is absolutely an experience. It is an experience and it's an event. It totally is.
A petrol station that has groceries, a gift shop, pick up and go food. Fun when you're traveling, but not a big deal if you live by one. Thank you. And if you've been to one Buc-ee's, you've been to all of them. The beef jerky ain't that special.
Gas is expensive and the jewelry is cheap. Dave with the fucking Buc-ee's hot take in today's geopolitical economic climate.
I think that when I've got my long break for vacation coming up, I think I need to drive to Buc-ee's and get you a gift card.
You could probably do that online.
That's what I would hope.
I doubt their website is as chaotic as the store itself.
Oh, thank you, Richard Cheese. The women are cheap as well. Yes. Best watch the package on that ring. We might say we've been authenticated.
Dude, so, I mean, I don't go to I don't stop at fucking Buc-ee's when I'm on my own, okay? I mean, this isn't a thing for me. But
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Okay, that's true.
It is on the map. You want to stop.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, when we go do installs, we're doing installs like way the fuck out, in the bumfuck Egypt. So pretty much there's one Buc-ee's in just about every corner of what they call the DFW Metroplex, which is a fucking, huge area.
I think it's a pentagram.
Miles and miles and miles and miles. And so we just have this little running joke at work about the Buc-ee's barbecue sandwiches, and about the boss. Like whenever if we go out on an install and we get it done by lunchtime, then, he'll usually stop. If we're in Fort Worth, there's a certain barbecue place he likes to stop and buy us barbecue, or, if there's a Buc-ee's and we all need fuel or whatever, he'll stop there. And then we always make the joke about the Buc-ee sandwiches. And, I've had to stop for a previous company that I worked for that I was, I was not only their welder and their fabricator, but I would, have to drive and meet up with field guys in other cities to install and stuff like that. So, I had to stop at a Buc-ee's one time on Memorial Day weekend, and I was like, fuck this motherfucking place straight up its motherfucking ass. I'm never doing this again. I've never wanted to punch so many fucking people in the face in my life. And that was just because inside of a Buc-ee's, standing room only.
There's so many things wrong with that to
Yeah.
unpack.
I mean, it's fucking, it was insanity. So, like I said,
I think that there's a thread that the same feeling is evoked walking into a Walmart where people get their clothes, their health care, their eye care, and their nails done. Same feeling.
yeah. Right, Sugar Crits. You want to see it from a distance. It's like Jerry World in Arlington. It's like you'd like to go there if you could just go there by yourself. And luckily for you, you can see it from a distance. And once you see it, it's kind of like, if I can watch this shit on TV, I don't need to go there.
I've been to the new one in Frisco. The
Star. That's what it's called.
But it's the whole. It's the whole compound
because
they rent out some of their facilities, and somebody I was working for rented it out.
Yeah.
And so we had an event there.
Yeah, it's called the Star. Yeah, been there. Yeah, we did the elevators there.
Yeah.
We did all the elevators in Frisco. All the elevators in Dallas, too. If you go into downtown Dallas and Fort Worth, and many of them in Houston, plenty in Kansas City, lots of them in California, there pretty much isn't an elevator that I did not build a handrail for.
Yeah. Sid, if you come to the States, Clown will be happy to bring you to Buc-ee's, to the resting place of AutoZone, and many other various places.
The resting place of AutoZone.
Oh, Radio Shack. I'm sorry, baby.
Radio Shack, yeah.
Yes, Radio Shack. And he'll even get you a corny dog at the state fair. And Voodoo Queen will take Nancy to a couple of cool places.
I don't know about the state fair.
You wanted to go this year.
I did want to go. But like I said on that live stream, there's always next year. And the next year. And the next year.
Yeah. But am I wrong, Sugar Crits? It's a gas station. I think that's its purpose. That and to fleece people out of money for beef jerky.
Someday after the apocalypse, when the aliens are doing archaeology, what will they assume the purpose of Buc-ee's was? Oh, I don't know. They'll probably look at it and go, that looks really fucking annoying. Maybe, I don't know.
You must have good fireworks stories.
I got a few. But the best fireworks that I've ever shot off, I went. My old man lives in Oklahoma. We shot off in Oklahoma.
We did it in Louisiana all the time, but we had a lot of property.
Yeah, same with my dad. But
it's fun when they go off and you're praying that it doesn't land back on the house.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't bought fireworks here in probably 15 years.
You can't do it in most of the city.
No, you've never. Well, I mean, as long as I've been alive, you've never been able to do it within the quote unquote city limits. I mean, technically, even back then, the real estate that those places were on weren't in, like, I guess, an incorporated city, but they were in cities. Or towns, but yeah, the best ones I've ever shot off in my life were in Oklahoma.
What what's the is it Austin City Limits? Is that the festival that
In
that
Austin.
Zeds talk about? Yeah.
Oh, uh, no, he's probably talking about.
I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember it either. 6th Street. I can't remember. Let me let me let me ask our old friend Google.
Ooh, what's an Ocean City? Sugar Crits. Hopefully you can have some fun. No, I'm with you, Witch. We did so many fireworks, like ridiculously dangerous Chinese pyrotechnics when I was a kid. I don't like them. I had a one of those sparklers blow up when I was like 5 or 6, and so I won't touch them.
He's talking about South by Southwest.
That's it. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Isn't it Ocean City, Maryland next summer? That sounds like fun. I don't like fireworks. They scare the animals. Yeah, I used to have years ago. I used to have a bull mastiff that came out of the. We adopted him. He came out of the Oklahoma City tornado back in like '98 or '99, and the city we lived in, they shot their fireworks off because we lived close to the downtown, not downtown Dallas. It was a suburb of Dallas, but yeah, the third year. Well, he was old and he was getting sick. Like he had tumors growing all in his intestines and around his heart and shit. And then he, we didn't know that at the time. It's just that he seemed fine the previous years with the fireworks and that kind of stuff. But the last year we had him, like when, I don't know, the mailman coming by started freaking him out. And he would tear shit up. And then the fireworks that year really fucked him up and he tore up the house. And that's when we took him to the vet and found out he was, very ill and dying. But yeah, they'll scare the shit out of the animals. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let me see. Richard Cheese gives his condolences. Yeah, South by Southwest. I've never been. I've been to Austin multiple times, but I've never been to South by Southwest. There's a kite festival on the beach. It's beautiful. I love the beaches in the East. I love North Carolina and South Carolina specifically. I would like to take Voodoo one of these late springs, early summers to like Cape Hatteras up in there somewhere, and let her check out the wild horses on the beach with all the lighthouses and shit. I think that would be really cool.
That sounds nice. A fuck of a lot better than Buc-ee's.
Dogs think fireworks are World War III. Yeah, some of them can handle it and others can't.
My baby girl.
Yeah, they can't cover their ears. That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Our dog Bruce was his name. He the 4th of July he broke out of the house. We left him in the house and we just walked down the street. We knew we couldn't take him because of what was happening with the mailman and all of that stuff. And we thought, because in previous years, we had left him outside in the backyard. He stayed outside when we weren't at home. So we thought he was going to be fine in the house. And when we walked down the block and we watched the fireworks and we walked back, the neighbors were out. And our neighbors were like in their 90s. And they were sitting out on their front porch, and there was Bruce sitting right next to him. And we were like, "What? How did he get out?" Well, he had that house was an old like early World War II era pier and beam, like 1,000 square foot home. We were renting it, and the windows didn't have any treatments except on the inside, except these antique wooden shutters. And I guess while the fireworks were going off, he chewed the fucking shutters off the living room window that was above the front porch, and then he busted through the fucking window and went to the neighbors. And yeah, that's how we figured out that the fireworks were a problem for Bruce.
He was a big dog, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was pretty good size. He wasn't as big as Duke, but I mean, stature wise, he was as big as Duke, but Duke weighed more than him. Bruce Bruce was about 150 pounds, and Duke was over 180.
Some people give their dog CBD oil. I wonder if that works.
I don't know. I was wondering if dogs can if they produce melatonin.
I have no idea.
You know,
She doesn't have any problem sleeping. She'll sleep all day. But like when we travel, she gets pretty upset. And I've heard and I've seen different of the CBD products for animals and wondered if it would be effective with her because that Thunder shirt didn't do a damn thing.
dude. Bruce, my old dogs. Well, all three of them, Bruce, Duke, and Harvey. If Connie was to see any one of those in real life, he would cower in fucking fear.
He piss himself.
The only one, Harvey, would be the one that's in my avatar here. Harvey would probably bark viciously at him and possibly try to chase him if he ran, because Harvey didn't like sketchy. Harvey didn't do sketchy. You know what I mean? Like any kind of sketchiness, Harvey didn't want no part of it. He would take that as like an affront, and he would try to viciously attack.
But what did Harvey do when he met me?
He loved you.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I'm a decent person.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that he bit a certain someone in the ass.
Yeah, he bit my ex-wife in the ass. Twice. Not once, but twice on 2 separate occasions. Like months and months and months apart. Yeah, they are. They are.
If I had a dog, I'd call him Duke in the UK. It would be Juke. Okay.
Juke. Juke. Or Uke.
No, I think he's saying Juke. Oh.
But yeah, they are a good judge of character. Well, anywho.
You ready to wind down?
Yeah, I guess. Sunday night football is about to come on, and I do need to try to.
You haven't cooked yet.
I'm not going to cook tonight.
I've got to brown that roast.
Because I doubt very seriously I'm going to go back to work after my doctor's appointment tomorrow, but I do need to try to get up early and go in a little bit early, because I got my doctor's appointment's at 11, and I got to drive all the fucking way back over here. So for it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there's no there's no sense in me trying to go all the way back. So, you know, probably hit the sack a little early tonight. I know, old and lame.
No, it is what it is. If you don't get old, you die. I mean, young people, this is so. It's just a concept that you can't get until you get older.
Well, and the young people that die aren't around to tell the other young idiots what the truth is.
Yeah.
Well, Sid, the Cowboys already played. They played this afternoon and they won. So.
And LSU stomped it yesterday.
Oh yeah, LSU stomped the shit out of Georgia State. Yeah, so that was good. That was a good thing. We watched it and listened to the news. what?
Are you talking about Katie?
Yeah,
I don't know what she calls it. The actual factual.
the actual factual. Yeah, we had the game on in the like muted on the screen, and then we were listening to the actual factual. So your NFL team used to be the Dogs. Are you talking about the Cleveland Browns?
Oh Lord.
The Dog Pound? It has to be talking about the Browns. There's no other dogs.
I can't think of any.
There's Lions, there's Bears, there's Bengals, Tigers, there's Dolphins.
The Browns become a dumpster fire team?
The Browns have been a dumpster fire team.
Sorry, Sid. Yep, he says yep.
They're kind of sort of making a comeback, like kind of, but I mean, not so much that I've even paid attention.
Sugar Crits, what I think is funny is when she'll start out and I can't keep a straight face like she does. Like I said, I'm not a troll. I can't draw it out. I say what I think.
She can barely keep a straight face.
Yeah. But I did put into the chat, I don't think she saw it, said, I hope you got the Cartier bracelet I sent you. I think it'll help. Or I hope it helps.
I think she wants to appear humble. And grateful.
I can't even remember some of the shit she's saying, but it's funny.
I think my favorite thing that she does is, whether it's in chat or it's somebody on panel, she'll be talking and she'll have, a line of logic and a thought process going on, and she's speaking. Like, so this is how she keeps her face straight, right? She's talking, she's saying, like with the Lady Di thing, right? She's like, Lady Di, I want you to be respectful. I'm going to let you have up here on this panel and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, Lady Di in the background while Katie is talking is like, and I don't wear diapers. And Katie just stops immediately before she's even through saying the word diapers and goes, yes, you absolutely do wear diapers, you old haggity bitch. And then keeps going with her original one. Yeah. And she does that shit. And I think that is the fucking funniest thing that she does. All the rest of it is pretty hilarious, but that's one of the things that I absolutely love about Katie is how quick-witted she actually is,
But as we were watching that, I remember telling you she is going to pull her panties out. She is going to pull her panties out.
and her facial expressions, like in real time. I think that's fucking great. She literally puts her little hand up to her mouth and her eyes get all big, and it's a big old South Park smile behind that fucking hand, and she just like looks side to side and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, thank you, Lord Jesus. This whack job just pulled her fucking size 72-inch diameter fucking rubber band diaper thing out on my fucking live stream, and then acted mortified that it happened. That is one of the other things that Katie does absolutely well, and I'm proud. I'm not part of the production team, I don't think, but yeah, I'm glad she lets me in her channel because it's funny as fuck. The news you can use, y'all.
If I had a YouTube channel in my 70s where I was telling you what the weather was every day, just put duct tape over my mouth. Just put me out of my misery.
Hang on, I gotta go get her. Where the fuck is her link? What the hell? Hang on a second.
It should be in your feed.
Copy channel ID. There we go. think this is it. Let me know if that works. That should be Katie's channel.
No, that is not.
That's not it?
That looks like gibberish.
It does look like gibberish. Hang on.
Sugar Crit's got it for you.
Can somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing
Sugar
post that?
Crit's got
Oh,
it.
yeah, thank you.
She saw the train wreck.
There's got to be somebody around here who knows how to do that. Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Sugar Crits. Oh, man. Yeah, but that shit is fucking
God.
hilarious.
What was it that you said that that Liz
Huh?
posted?
Oh, she told Shelly nobody cares on her poll if she should leave the internet for a while. Liz K popped in there and went, "Nobody cares, Shelly."
Awesome.
I can just picture her like sitting there typing that, so proud of herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody cares, Shelly.
That was awesome.
Yep,
That was
bitch.
Awesome. Mm.
Yeah. It's true. I don't think anybody really cares,
Yeah.
Shelly, honestly.
Yeah, she does. I did help our little buddy out there, though, to let him know he needs to shut his mouth up with Liz K because doxing is now illegal in Texas.
Yeah, we'll have to get the specifics on that and look it up. I'm not sure how it's going to work intrastate as opposed to interstate, but
I don't know.
we'll look it up and see. The state of Texas absolutely will reach across state lines if they have the capability to, and you have a case. So,
Yeah.
And
some people are very litigious.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I have not bothered to look up what's this term that's being thrown around here lately that everybody's fucking jibber jabbing. Everybody that's not a lawyer and has very little legal experience whatsoever. What are they jibber jabbering about? The term
They're
what is it? Possible disposition or probable disposition?
They're repeating something that Costa said.
Okay, what did he say?
I think it's just what you said. Probable disposition.
Well, anytime you've fed yourself into the fucking criminal justice system,
Right.
just by the definition of those two words alone, in and of themselves, probable disposition is not a possibility. A disposition isn't a possibility. It is a guarantee. So I, like I said, haven't bothered to look up what that means in the weird, wild world of the criminal justice system in Massachusetts, but I can't imagine that it's so much more different than the criminal justice system anywhere else. Anytime you decide to feed yourself into any sort of justice system, a disposition is probable, motherfuckers.
It's guaranteed.
So.
What Dave said, I agree with him. That's what it means in most states.
Right. So, I mean, if you're going to troll, just try to know what the fuck you're talking about so that there's a little bit of the reality that people love so much behind the troll. That's all I'm saying.
This is someone that held a glue gun the same way you hold a spear.
He was going to spear the glue.
No, the spear guns that you can shoot into the water.
Oh, you mean like a, yeah.
I don't know what the proper terminology is.
I don't either. Because I'm not a spear gun shootist.
Oh my God. You see, folks, that's what happens when you don't have a dictionary.
Is it a dictionary or is it a thesaurus?
Dictionary. A thesaurus is going to tell you.
But I would have to know what the word is that I want to look up. And a dictionary is singular words.
He can at least get the meaning behind it right. I mean, most dictionaries will tell you how to use the word in a phrase. They'll tell you if it's a noun or a verb. And if you don't know what a noun or a verb is, you can go fucking look it up in another part of the fucking dictionary.
The paper he showed states that there will be a probable disposition reached on December 20th, as in they will choose to proceed or dismiss.
We can
Right.
only pray.
Right. So,
It's
but
one of those karmatic things when you wish hate out on the world to everybody else, it eventually comes back to you.
there you go, Sugar Crits. He thinks probable disposition is a finding.
Right.
Correct. That's correct. Because the state can choose not to prosecute, and the judge turn right around and say, okay, I accept that, enter it into the record. I still find you guilty of X, Y, and Z, and here's the sentence I'm laying down. So, you know, probable disposition that, bitch. Yeah, a six-banger or proceed, Your Honor, guilty. You know, Rebel, I think you ought to heed the advice that your attorney gave you and just get the fuck offline and quit being a goddamn moron. I mean, don't get a job. You know, focus on the priorities that I keep telling you in Richard Cheese's chat, because you're a bitch and a pussy and you keep blocking me in yours. But focus on your priorities, man. Focus on getting them smokes.
Yeah.
Focus on getting that weed. Fuck getting a job. Stay on YouTube and complain and bitch about being trolled and keep being the sorriest troll, but the absolute best LOL cow that we have ever had the pleasure of ridiculing. Because, dude, I'm telling you, sucking on your mama's titties, playing video games all day, crying like the bitch you are, you're winning, bro. You don't pay nothing. You don't have to do anything. You've only got one dish that you have to clean up. Yeah, people are watching you online. Yeah, the S8 is hacked. Yeah, the laptop is bugged. Yeah, those lighters are recording everything you do, you say, every cigarette you light, every joint that you burn. Yeah, there's a couple of AI rodents running around there. Even that black glove that you claim wasn't really there was actually there. But you're winning, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You are Charlie Sheen in
Ooh,
2010, man.
without the money.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So just help your lawyer in your legal case and dial back just a little bit. Just a little bit. And focus on what's important in your life. These federal charges that you're going to put on everybody, that shit can wait. Because you know we're all stupid. You know that we're going to continue to put the evidence out there. We are stupidly going to leave it up on our channels. We're going to share it in Discords. We are going to shout it from the rooftops. How hard we are taking your rights and butt fucking them. You don't have to burden yourself with worrying about that shit, dude. Get high, smoke cigarettes, play video games, treat women like shit, mooch off your cheese hog mom, because fuck that bitch, okay? She did this shit to you, bro. She did this shit to you. Hashtag America.
God.
Can I get an amen?
Hey, man. I say praise Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I told y'all in that video I was batshit crazy. Anyway, y'all, thank you for coming by. Thank you
Thanks for the chit chat.
for the chit chat. And just all around, thank you, you know. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whatever you're doing. And yeah, man, really appreciate y'all, and wish everybody the best. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see you around these YouTube streets.
Thanks, guys.
Later, y'all.
Have a good night.